Who am I here with today?
Sarah Blakely.
And for those that don't know, what was your business?
My business was Spanx.
You're the founder of Spanx.
I'm the founder of Spanx.
What was the most amount of money that you made in a single year?
Hundreds of millions.
Hundreds of millions of dollars?
Yeah.
And did you sell your company?
I did.
For how much?
I sold it for $1.2 billion.
Did you have a lot of money when you started your business?
No, I had $5,000 that I had saved myself from selling fax machines door to door for 7 years. Do you guys know what a fax is? I sold them and I saved my money.
Was it easy to get people to invest in your company?
It never had a single investor in Spanx other than me.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. So it was really easy to get an investor out of myself.
So you don't think people should look to give their company away and give that ownership away to other people? You got to make all the shots.
Yeah,
You know?
I got to answer to my own intuition, which I really honored throughout the whole journey.
Did you face a lot of rejection?
I sold fax machines for 7 years door to door. Rejection is my middle name. People would rip up my business card in my face and they would escort me out of buildings. So by the time I started Spanx, rejection I knew was just part of the formula to success. Totally unfazed by rejection. In fact, the more I would get rejected, I'm like, oh, I'm closer to my yes.
What was the craziest thing that you did as a business owner when you were starting out?
Well, definitely when I landed Neiman Marcus, which was such a prestigious retailer, I got a chance to be in one pocket in the store of the whole hosiery department. You know, Spanx was between like Donna Karan and Calvin Klein and all these huge brands, and no one had heard of Spanx. So I took bins that I bought at Office Depot and stuck them at every cash register in the store, which is so not okay. Neiman Marcus has a very strict visual department, but everybody thought somebody else approved it. So I was trying to get the product out of the sleepiest corner of the store and move it around to where the customers actually were.
So you have to do whatever it takes to really become successful.
Absolutely. You do whatever it takes. And I always say, ask for forgiveness, not permission.
I love that.
Everybody started buying it like crazy. And by the time they figured out no one had approved that I could do that, the CEO of Neiman said, whatever this girl is doing, let her keep doing it.
So it's safe to say that nobody's going to run your business like you are the business owner.
Yes.
I saw in a video that you did recently that you think people should wait to talk about their idea with other people. But there's other people that maybe argue that and say that you need to talk about your business and run it by as many people as possible to get your thoughts. You disagree with that?
I disagree with that. I waited a year before I told any friends or family what I was working on, and that's because I didn't want ego to have to get involved too early. When ego gets involved, you end up spending your time defending it and explaining it instead of pursuing it. So I wanted to invest enough of my personal time in creating this crazy idea that I had. I worked at night and on the weekends on it until I knew I wouldn't turn back when I got doubt. And out of love, your loved ones will bring up things like my family was like, Sarah, if it's such a good idea, why hasn't anybody already done it? You know, even if this is a good idea, the big guys will knock you off in 6 months and you've spent your life savings on it. Had I heard those things the moment that I had the idea, I would probably still be selling fax machines or something else because faxes aren't really around anymore. But it's very true because ideas are the most vulnerable in the moment you have them. And it's also people's instinct to share the idea in the most vulnerable stage. Because you get an idea and you turn to your coworker, your husband, your wife, and you say, hey, I've got an idea. And out of love, they'll give you a list of like, hey, maybe you should consider this. And I didn't want that to happen. So intuitively, I waited a year before I sat my family down and they all thought I was crazy. They're like, wait, what? This is the idea you've been working on? This new type of undergarment? I'm like, yes, it's going to change the way women around the world get dressed.
What did you see differently than your family? The people that were calling you crazy?
The way that I saw that it solved my problem with my clothes. So all undergarments prior to that were too thick. They were heavy. They were made with thick material. And you could see the underwear, you could see panty lines. I know you've had this problem. But anyway, you could see panty lines and I wanted a smooth look. And so I thought of pantyhose only because it's like second skin. The material is so lightweight that if I could create an undergarment out of that material, it would be breathable, it wouldn't feel bulky, it wouldn't feel constricting in the way that other traditional undergarments and girdles had. So it really created this whole new canvas for women. And I want to mention that I went into an industry that was in a double-digit decline. And I find that fascinating. A lot of people like to chase trend and where is everybody moving? And I'm interested in like what industries are sort of dying on the vine and why. And hosiery was dying on the vine because fashion had changed, women's styles had changed, and no one was solving the problem. So when I created Spanx, I created a new type of undergarment that didn't exist with the lightest weight material that was second skin in hosiery to go under women's clothes, and bam, it was like lightning in a bottle, and I filled a void that women had been waiting for me to fill.
Your last message to the younger generation trying to become a billionaire in today's world?
Solve a problem, bet on yourself, and have fun.